So the people's voice, saying out loud what needs to be said. Save Parges. So the nation burns again. President Puppet stops re-election plans. About us. Oh, this is important. Oh, wrong profile. Hold on. We need to go over to Robert VHART here. Get a nice little picture of him. Editor-in-Chief. There we go. We're an independent collective devoted to providing you with facts that mainstream media outlets try to hide. Alrighty. So I think we're gonna grab this as contact information, because that could be really useful. Very good. This will allow you to observe his work email account through the listener tool. Once RABAN VHART receives an email or sends one through that account, you'll be notified and be able to read it. Awesome. So there's nothing here yet, but soon. We'll also look at this, because this will probably give us that other place. Supported by a national donation network? If we're to prove that Robert VHART is using donations for something harmful, we could pull the plug on him. Okay, and listener. Good luck. From unknown person to Robert VHART. RABAN, I see you have decided to make use of my gift to you. A good choice. I am of the impression that everything will come to pass exactly as I anticipated. Good luck, and I hope to achieve our common goals. Your fan, David Johns. We'll grab David Johns just in case that has any use. A fan. Cute. Okay. President Puppet stops re-election plans. So read this. So, RABAN VHART is the one who wrote this. Hold Cassart accountable for breaking his word. Rejoice, re-elections at last. This was your thinking last week, as much as it was mine. Finally, years of torment will come to an end. But no, all of a sudden, President Puppet has taken a big step back from the promise to hold re-elections. Now he acts like he never even knew it was expected, let alone that he was the one who had announced it to the public. He must be suffering from a severe case of dementia or simply be a liar. This is like really intense propaganda sort of stuff. Anyway, does President Cassart think we're downright stupid? How does he even dare? We are not blind, we are not deaf. For all we know, Cassart is being controlled by the nation's shady administration. We will oppose this. Cassart and his puppeteer Blaine must be held accountable for their repeated crimes against the partisan people. They have betrayed and bled out our country for far too long already. This is a call to arms. Stand up and march the streets of Triflift tomorrow. Updates on this via our Blabber account at People's Voice. So this should give us the Blabber's account, which we can watch, I assume. As he said, let there be riots, and there were riots. How did this man gain such an immense influence over his followers? Okay, People's Voice. So we found Blabbers. Orwell notifies me you just encountered a conflicted data chunk. I have the feeling this will be a more frequent thing from now on. If Orwell deems content of two data chunks to be contradictory, it will notify you by flagging them as conflicted. You have to make choice, which of the conflicted data chunks to upload, or to upload neither. When uploading a conflicted data chunk, the one you leave behind will be marked as invalid forever, so please be vigilant. Okay. So there's a lot of people following them. Independent collective of information providers, saying out loud what needs to be said. At People's Voice, what did you mean when you said Oleg Biquet would not be missed? Did you retire him? There's a misunderstanding. I am not happy that Oleg Biquet has gone missing. I'm not happy either that Oleg Biquet has gone missing. The soldier is not the one to blame here. Show conflict. Oh, he's conflicted himself. This mainstream article is ridiculous propaganda. Mainstream media has been manipulating your thoughts since the dawn of humanity. Time to get rid of this enemy. Okay. Interesting. Can we go anywhere? No. But I could say I think that he doesn't like him. I don't know. That's interesting. President Puppet stops re-election plans. That's what I just read. So we're going to want to read the first one. The nation burns again. 3 people are murdered because of Blaine's incompetence, but guess who will be blamed? Blood runs the streets of the nation as it sees itself confronted with the next big act of terror right in its heart, the capital of Bonton. 3 people have been brutally massacred right under the government's ever so watchful eye, and much to the surprise of all media outlets. It didn't surprise me, not one bit. You all know it, even though no one dares to speak out. The nation, its corrupt leadership, and all their deluded flock who elected them carry the weight of the Freedom Plaza bombing victims upon their shoulders. Their false promises of safety have finally been unmasked for what they really are, a means to put themselves in power and uphold the reign of terror. What a farce this country is. Thanks to the people's voice and our efforts to get facts out to the people, the situation in the nation has recently been rather calm. Still, there's no doubt that head puppet master Blaine will point his finger towards us partisans. Exactly this has been happening for years, dating all the way back to the so-called incident in 2008 when the entire partisan people were blamed by the party. Here's what I have to say to that. As long as Blaine and Cassart remain in power, the best thing the nation can do is what it's actually doing right now, burning down to the ground. Okay. I don't know where to go from here. I really want to figure this out. We could try RABAN VHART here. Hopefully it works. Nope. Okay. We could try David Johns, but we don't know if they actually get along or not. And I don't think it's worth going for this random guy that we don't know the connections of at all. So I think we need to figure out more about one of these guys, you know? Yeah, so we have this. I don't think that's information that's useful to us for right now. And I don't think that's gonna be useful, so we're just gonna move on from that. Home and history doesn't give us anything. Then we have this, but that doesn't give us anything new. None of these give us anything new right now. I think this is actually pretty good. If we go to Robert VHART here, this might give us something. That's a classic one. Demonize the free press. Straight from the dictator's guide to supreme rule. Okay. It sucks that these are conflicting though, and I think that's what I need to do in order to get any further. So pick one of these. I'd honestly go with what he said first and what he said in his thing there. Of course, he had to brag about Bakay's disappearance after the threat. Still, that doesn't answer whether VHART is responsible for what happened. Got something in our listener here. Good luck. David, thank you for your ongoing support and kind words as always. You have proven yourself to be a true supporter of your cause. Our cause. You'll want to watch the news. I have no doubts there'll be a great stir very soon. That's terrifying. Okay. For all we know, this guy's been trying to cook up a large-scale stir for years. I don't see it happening quite yet. Yes, he has succeeded to some extent with the ongoing riots, but we can keep the situation under control. Okay. And discussion. What have you done, RABAN? Okay. It sounds like they're accusing us of having kidnapped or killed this man. What have you done to Oleg Bakay, RABAN? Tell us the truth. And then they link to this article. Let's not jump to conclusions. I'm sure RABAN can offer an explanation. I'm starting to doubt whether TPV represents what I stand for. We sell ourselves as a blog for the partisan people, defending their rights and protecting their freedom. As part of that is our duty to criticize the partisan government, and the military is a prime target. However, I never signed up to be labeled as a criminal. We don't threaten people, we don't kidnap people, and we certainly do not kill people. Calm down, Shannon. Since when do you believe the National Beholder prints? They're only trying to frame us. I have nothing to do with Bakay's disappearance. Did I call him? Sure. Did I get a little aggressive? I did. You see, Bakay and I, we have history. Before we left Parges, Bakay had his mind set on joining the Partisan army. He asked me to take care of his 14-year-old daughter, and I said yes. But soon after, instead of returning to his daughter, I learned he had left for the nation. He said he wanted to find work there. Then, all of a sudden, he returns and ranks up to an officer in the army. I am fairly certain he works for the nation's government in some way. However, I have nothing to do with his disappearance and would never kidnap or kill a man. Do not believe the lies of the nation beholder. Ooh, we don't know what the confliction is. Okay. This is an interesting thing, right? This is an interesting bit of information to give. And we got a related document. The two knew each other back from where they lived in Parges. Well done, agent. With the basic connection between the two clarified, our in-depth research of the lead up to this phone call can now begin. I need you to investigate, upload anything that you think is relevant and accurate about the background of these two. Discard anything else. From what you gather, I will put together a theory about what happened and what we're going to do about it. At the very least, we need a solid motive for RABAN VHART making this threat to Oleg Bakay and an explanation as to how VHART could contact him on his protected phone. If you need to keep track of your objectives, click the Orwell eye in the upper left corner of the screen or press escape. Okay. Crime continues to drop. Okay. I was unaware of all this. I believe you, but I really think you should watch what you say, RABAN. This is starting to get way too tense. This is getting people worked up in both countries. I'm with Shannon on this. I also believe you, RABAN, but you should really choose your words more wisely. We just want to criticize. One could even say fight against the CSART administration and their shady ties to Blaine, but we don't want them to regard us as national enemies, and this fight should remain one of words. You guys are disappointing me. I thought you had it in you. Don't let them intimidate you like this. These are just empty threats. We have to stand our ground now more than ever. We're not saying we disagree with you, RABAN. We are just saying watch what you say. Interesting. So what does this give information-wise? Okay, this is good information, actually. There you go. RABAN VHART mixes truth and lies adeptly to trick people. Take whatever he publishes with a grain of salt, as there are typically few true words. Be very, very careful with dealing with them, Regent. I have to rely solely on you. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, new stuff. Okay. There's stuff in here, but we aren't going to grab that right now. Thread. What are you planning on doing as the FTP? Started by Jelena. Oh, you know what? I wanted to look here. Oh, it's just the people's voice. Okay. Users. So we got these guys working on it, like talking in here, I think. Shannon is a expert. Yep, I don't know what that word is. I don't think it matters. Log. So, sign off pending the article. Made changes to donation plugin. Change header, image pro, and profile page. Okay. And no drafts. Got it. So, what are you planning on doing against the FTP? Started by Jelena Levrova on February 21st, 2006. Alrighty. Posted Tuesday, February 21st, 2006 at 4:35 p.m. My family and I are thinking about leaving Prava. We have been living in this beautiful town for generations and do not want to leave. But since the FTP started the civil war, we do not feel safe here anymore. What are you planning on doing against them? Dear Miss Levrova, the administration of Prava is currently in contact with officials of the partisan army in order to get some troops to protect the town from the FTP. There's not much else we can do at the current time, so we ask you to stay in a safe place and remain as calm as possible given the circumstances. This is a joke, right? Keep calm? People are dying out there. Then Mrs. Toscalosa. My greatest concern is the well-being of my children. They both attend Prava Secondary, and I would rather make them stay at home during times like these, especially since I already lost my husband who died to serving in the partisan army. But teachers at Prava Secondary have been strongly urging me to let them go to school. How do you plan on protecting our schools, Mayor Grabovak? This is our most important issue right now. Then RABAN VHART responded. I sincerely understand your concerns, Miss Toscloa, I don't know. As the school's principal, I will therefore consider our options as how to protect the schools in Prava Secondary in particular. So he used to be a principal. So he was probably the principal of the other guy's daughter. That may explain his preachy attitude. Alright. I don't believe you. Everyone here keeps talking about how we're supposed to change things in Prava, but nobody ever takes action. We're gonna leave Prava and Parges. Goodbye, folks. It's been really mediocre to know you. Whew. Then Oleg Bakay went on here. Leave Parges, and that is how you abandon in not only your own hometown, but your own home country. And go where? The nation? This pitiful stretch of land? Never. Believe me, you would be better off dying as a loyal citizen of Parges than any inferior renegade. In fact, I have devised my own way to protect Prava and show that I am true Pargesian patriot. I'm going to volunteer for the Pargesian army and fight to free this country from the plague known as the FTP. What's the conflict? Okay, interesting. Then RABAN. Seriously, Oleg, you have a daughter. She's only 11 years old and needs you. Please don't make any hasty decisions right now. Besides, if I dare to say so, I do think the FTP is fighting for the right causes, maybe with the wrong methods. After all, I don't believe Cassart will be doing us any good, considering how he rose to power. And mind you, Cassart's ties to the nation are more than fishy. Mind you, RABAN, please don't tell me now you are a terrorist sympathizer now. As for my daughter Rodka, you have been one of her biggest role models for years now. You know her well and she loves your classes. May I boldly ask you to take care of her while I'm gone? Okay, so this is him saying that this is like him doing the asking about it. We got the daughter's name though. So that might get us into the phone. Okay. So, let's try that really fast though. I'm gonna try getting into the phone with Rodka. We did it. Orwell reports you have removed the encryption from Bakay's device. Open sesame. Good work, agent. That will help us greatly, or aid us. Contacts. He has a bunch of contacts here. Nobody really worth noting, it looks like. Alright, I trace. So that is where he currently is. We don't know much about it, but that's where he is. Prava. Oleg Bakay is in his former hometown, Peculiar. Why is he hiding out there, or rather from whom? RABAN VHART? Excellent work. We'll retrieve Oleg Bakay as soon as we have a clear picture as to why he's gone missing in the first place, and what that call meant. Okay, gallery. So we have that image of some books. That's destroyed though. Message. I fear my cover may be blown. I expect RABAN VHART to be behind it. If this is true, it could seriously hurt us. I'm now proceeding according to the protocol for a situation like this. Moving to secret location in order to conceal my whereabouts. So, this is important information. He tried to warn us that VHART had compromised his cover. How could a VHART have done that? How did he know? Keep looking for an answer. There must be something we haven't found out about this mess yet. Oh, and then this. What is that supposed to mean? Hiding? You mean voluntarily? There was no plan which included going and hiding anywhere. Interesting. Call history. Oh, we got VHART's number. That's really useful. So, RABAN VHART. We know his phone number. Perfect. With this number, we can track RABAN VHART's calls to and from his mobile phone within the listener tool. Yeah, we'll tune in.
Karen, my love.
Hey.
Having a good day?
Yeah. So far so good. I called to tell you I'll be home late today. I'm sorry.
Again? They don't pay you enough for all the time you give them.
It's not about payment, and you know that. These people rely on me. They need me.
Yeah? Well, I need my wife at home with me some of the time. Am I asking for too much?
RABAN, not so long ago you were among them. You have been in their position.
Yes, I know that. So was Ilya, so were the others. Yet none of us were national soldiers responsible for invading and ravaging countries. If it weren't for them driving refugees out in the first place, why, we wouldn't need these camps.
This again? We talked about this multiple times.
I'm well aware that this extra time you spend there is for her, isn't it?
RABAN, she is... I'm worried, that's all. She's more reclusive now than ever. Something isn't right.
One more reason to avoid her.
You want me to cherry-pick who deserves my assistance and who doesn't? All people get the same treatment, the same attention. That's my mandate. I thought you loved that about me.
I do. You're right. Of course you are. You always are. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So, are you good with me getting home late tonight then?
I am.
Thank you.
I will be waiting for you.
No, don't wait. It might get late.
Well, I can hardly go anywhere else.
You shouldn't say things like that. Anyway, I'll talk to you later.
See you.
Okay, so he doesn't like his wife going and working for so long. Let's quickly grab that this is his wife really quick because I think that's important information. One related document found. Makes me wonder how it must feel to be married to this guy. Okay, what's this? Okay. Revised article. So it's from an unknown person. It's Ilya, so he mentioned her already. Hey RABAN, I finished revising the article you sent me and scheduled it for 3 p.m. like you asked. Don't know if I'll be available for another one as I'm going to be a bit occupied tonight. Maybe I can spare some time remotely if I get a chance. One more thing, this bouquet thing is getting ugly. Lots of TNB believers are flooding us with threats on Blabber. Did you read any of that? Creeping me out. You know, I'd go to any length with you, just like when we moved to the nation. You're my brother. He moved to the nation. Nothing can change that. It's even fine if you're not telling me the whole truth. What about Karen? They even insult her. She doesn't deserve to be treated that way. Don't you think it's about time you gave out a statement? You can easily debunk these lies. Okay. That's important information, I think. 2 dead after second explosion. That's great. That is great. Have we had any more information here? I assume not. No. Okay. Interesting. So we got a lot going on here. There's people's voice reactions to is anti-Khazar blog involved in. Okay, so people's voice. Tell us the truth about what happened to Oleg Bakay. He's being attacked about him allegedly threatening Bakay. So you just start threatening partisan soldiers now? This is going too far. Okay, so people are getting mad at him. News. Principal determined to keep school service going. The latest news report stated that the troops of terrorist group FDP are getting closer to Prava. This is from 2010, okay. Which made many parents raise concerns about sending their children to school. Therefore, to ensure the safety of pupils and teachers, the school administration has requested protection by the partisan army. Okay. Despite the situation remaining tense in our beloved community of Prava, Mr. VHART said to keep the lessons going and is determined to provide ongoing education to our students. We ensure your children's safety at Prava Secondary School, the principal stated. Education is one of the highest valued assets that we have, and we will not give it up because of some a meaningless war that is designed to frighten us and keep us from living our lives, he continued. Bravo Secondary Library to be reconstructed in a bomb shelter. Due to current events related to the war, the school administration has now decided to provide a protective hideout from combat activities by upgrading our art library into a completely autonomous shelter situated in the basement of the school. Okay. Since it lies a few feet underground, it is an appropriate shelter for the horrors of war that your children should never be exposed to. We will continuously do our best to provide a safe place for children and families in these exceedingly difficult times. Now offering child daycare. School attendance of many pupils has recently been decreasing. Many teenagers are needed at home by their families to look after younger siblings or to make up for missing parents who fight in the ongoing war. While we understand the necessity of this, we urge all parents not to take their children out of school. It is not only important for their emotional health and an ongoing routine, as well as meeting similarly aged children on a daily basis is important. Visiting school every day is essential for teenagers' mental growth and education, enabling them to build themselves a better future outside the horrors of war and conflict. In order to help you with the burdens of bringing up several children while guaranteeing them a minimum living standard, we have started afternoon childcare for service for younger siblings. Oh, I'm reading this in reverse order. Okay, interesting. On December, this is 2009, Nikki Wellington wins Bravo Secondary's annual math contest. The school administration is proud to announce this year's winner of our annual math contest, Nikki Wellington. She has achieved excellent results on both trigonometry and stochastic theory, and we are very happy to award her with the Bravo Math Scholarship, which includes the participation in the World Math Contest in Banton, the nation. Okay, faculty. So he did English. What? So he was English and philosophy as a teacher. Interesting. I think this picture is probably better for now. But yeah. So there's a bunch of teachers here. I don't think it matters too much at the moment. Mission. Oh, there's this. Please insert a date. Oh. Do we happen to have a birthday for Oleg's daughter? No. We don't have any information on her. Okay. So this will be important once we can do that. People's Voice Arrival. What we encountered in this safe country of the nation was not what we had expected. We finally made it, the glorious nation where we were hoping to be able to live a normal life, away from the fear and danger that our home country is now plagued with. Unfortunately, what we found upon arrival in the nation does not seem to be a lot better. We were assigned to the Outer Banton reception camp as a temporary solution. They do not seem to know what to do with us, and the camp is incredibly crowded. The most hilarious thing about this is that the media of the nation is telling its citizens a completely different story. They write about how openly we are welcomed, how we finally have a safe haven with free food, accommodation, and friendly people. Reality is the complete opposite. Now, don't get me wrong, I am more than thankful for being able to escape the terrible threat of war in our country. But the situation in this camp is simply dehumanizing. We are denied basic human rights. Food and bathrooms are rare and fights over both are common. The only ray of hope is our social worker Karen, who seems to be the only one around here who really cares. She does everything possible to help us, and seeing her once a week is one of the few things keeping me going right now. Despite the hardships, we've sworn not to give up. We owe it to our people to make the situation here public, and also tell the people of the nation what is really going on in these safe havens for refugees. I've decided to use this blog to publish facts, and facts only, about the war in Parges. This is made by VHART about his own wife, which is interesting. So we're going to want to go to Karen here. And social worker. What? Okay, so that's a raw... Oh, right. Okay. Robin VHART is married to his assigned social worker. Do you find this as odd as I do? Okay, so he was in a refugee camp at some point. Interesting. So we have a lot of information here, but this is going to be in the next episode because I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. This is probably 2 episodes here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate this. Please, if you haven't already, give me a little subscribe on YouTube here and maybe even a follow on Twitch. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next video.